I've heard you say that we will not be able to locate our actual life's purpose if we're not having a larger capacity for truth. So, if our bodies are temples, if we are containers, how would you explain to someone the importance of expanding their container to receive larger amounts of truth so that they could connect with their life's purpose?
Well, the good news is that life's doing that for us. And that would be what I call like the first stage of awakening. I've never done a video yet on the third wave of ascension because I just haven't felt called, but I do have a video on the second wave of ascension and the first wave of ascension. And then I found out later that Dolores Cannon also made waves of ascension and they were opposite order of mine. Like the way I was given it, first wave of ascension meant the tip of the spear, the ones that are leading the way. But anyways, so the second wave of ascension are the ones that are stepping into really piercing through the darker nature of reality, all of reality. They're the ones that have a large capacity or will need to expand their capacity right now to embody as much truth as possible. But how this is a good thing is that we're told, like, even in high school, to kind of already have in mind what we want to do later on in life for a career. In high school, I didn't know any careers. It wasn't until I got to college that I even knew about so many different avenues. So imagine now, take that and apply it to awakening. You might you might truly have a calling, but you don't even have the awareness of it because you don't even have the truth of this reality to even know that you're excited about that. And I'll give you an example so this doesn't sound vague. Let's say a person is, they don't know this yet, but they're really into a whole new way of transmuting our water and making super pure water systems and all of that stuff, all that stuff that I don't want to do, but I want someone to do. But they don't even know that there's that need because they're not awakened enough to know the issues with what's happening in the world. Then they won't even be able to know that they're truly inspired to go down this rabbit hole or to go down this path and then go down that path. And then that's going to lead them to something that they're very passionate about. But let's roll that back now. And let's say that they don't have a large capacity for truth, but they're living more in ego. And I say that in no demeaning way, but let's just say they're living and operating from the ego state. Then now they're still going to have that pulse. They're still going to have a strong thing, but it has no awareness of what it's trying to be called to.
Do you have a sneak peek as to what would be the third wave?
Well, it won't be fun because the first wave is me, the fun. I wanted to talk when I first started my career about activating DNA. I had no idea I'd just be talking about discernment, and more discernment. um, so the third wave would be even before the second wave. So as I said, the second wave would be like activating the heart warrior, the one that is, telling you not to have those poor quality foods. They're still fighting over distilled water. It's cute. They're adorable. They're just, they're very about the external world, the physical world, which is great. We're here for it. But they're all about more so like the external things that are suppressing us or controlling us. So the step before that would be like the semi-awareness and the subconscious call to the journey. So it's in its germ form yet. It hasn't grown. It hasn't nurtured or cultured itself into that choice of going down the spiritual awakening path. And because of that, you know what? Actually, as we're talking, this is a very interesting topic because when I tune into certain groups of people or individuals, sometimes I'll see them look down a well And that's my third eye activity communicating to me that they're aware of something, but they haven't chosen to fully to allow themselves to become aware of it. Have you ever heard of that, like Navajo saying that once you wake up, you'll never go to sleep again?
I haven't heard that, but I love it.
I love it, but this is that point because they're subconsciously going, if I go down there, there's no going back. And so there's this fluctuation point where you see them look down there, but then a large percentage of the time that call is not answered. So that's why I don't even tune into it. I tune into it at the second wave because those are the people who chose to answer that call.
Yeah. And to add on to that well vision that you saw, like for me, whenever I don't know how many wells I've looked down in my life physically, but when you're looking in there, the metaphor is you're looking into complete pitch black darkness. So it's like the metaphor is we know we're aware that we have darkness within us. But we don't want to go fully into it. We can maybe see it from a distance, like, yeah, we can see reflections of it here and there, but to really go in the well or in the cave or in the temple to the sanctuary box where there's no light coming in, I think that's the metaphor there as well of allowing our light to shine in the darkness and being in the darkness first.
Yeah, totally. And then if I were to poetically illustrate my perception of that, it would be the asking. Because I think awakening's fun. So to look at it like a dark hole wouldn't necessarily be the truth. It could be a roller coaster ride that a person's looking at. It'd be like, well, there'd be lots of ups and downs and it'd be wild and intense and you might puke. But so for it to be like a well, it would be like almost tuning into their internal dialogue and being like, this is what it's asking of me, to go into like that thing I'm not sure of, that I don't see, that's uncertain, that, is unknown.
I love that it should be fun as well, right? I mean, going into the darkness isn't necessarily all like doom and gloom or terrible. Like if we go in with curiosity instead of judgment of what we're going to find out about ourselves, and when we pull that out and bring it to our awareness, that's like a whole another faction of yourself that now you can bring to the world. And that's why they call the shadow integration process.